How'd that day begin for you?
Actually, that day I went to work. So basically, I had a normal day, 11:30. Started work. We all planned to at 8 o'clock actually go to the rally downtown. So I was just really excited because I voted that day. So after I went to work and then I took off my 2 hours and voted. So I went to vote. And I was really excited because it's a black president elect that is possible. Within the next couple of hours that we'll know that we have a black president. So I was very excited. So normal day just worked. After work, I went down to the rally downtown and it was very crowded. I went to go meet somebody. I couldn't even find them, and I found out later on that it was pretty much like right next to me. But it was too crowded down there, so it was hard to find somebody if you because the phones were down. Because of course there's too many people using the phone system. So my mom was there, my dad was there, and I was there, and I didn't see my mom or my dad or who I was looking for. So that was very interesting. Um, and basically, that's how my day started.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is your intent was to be downtown in Grant Park for the rally.
Yes.
Okay, but you ended up somehow being on the west side of Chicago.
Actually, I was downtown for the rally, but I was down there around 8:30. They didn't announce Barack Obama actually winning until like around 11:30. So from like 8:30 to 9:30, I was downtown at the rally.
Okay, so when did you wind up on the west side of Chicago?
Actually, I went home first, and then me and my family members that also was in the car with me when we got maced. We watched the actually when they told that he won. We watched the whole basically the election on TV. We watched the election, found out he won. So of course we wanted to celebrate with everybody that was happy in celebration of the Barack Obama being the president elect. So we got in the car, and that's how I ended up outside at the time after they announced him as the winner.
Okay, exactly where were you at this point?
I was actually on Chicago Avenue in Laramie. It's on the west side of Chicago in the Austin area, Austin community. And we was just getting gas. And the cops' statements were that it was so many pedestrians and it was holding up traffic. But the fact of the matter was it was too many cop cars and too many police officers, and they was the ones that was stopping the traffic.
Okay. Now on the videotape. Now you were videotaping. Now, why did you have your video camera out?
I wanted to film the atmosphere of the after the election in Chicago where Barack Obama was after he won. I wanted to film the reactions of the actual people that wanted change in America. So I wanted to get their reactions, and I was going to put it on YouTube so I can see if I can get some more views or something like that. My whole goal was to put it on YouTube and show America and the world how people in Chicago reacted to the president being, I mean, not the president, but Barack Obama becoming the president elect. That's very
Election reaction.
right. Election reaction. That's very powerful.
Election reaction. Okay, so tell us about the incident when you that was involved with you and the police officers. How'd that come to be?
Actually, what happened was it was. If you remember when the Bulls won, it was an atmosphere like that. It was a lot of people just celebrating. But the thing about it was when the Bulls won, it was more of a riot, just to like vandalize things. When Barack Obama won, it was more of a celebration. Only one incident that night happened where someone was murdered. And that was on the south side of Chicago, and that had nothing to do with the election. Everybody was very happy and ecstatic because Barack Obama was the president elect, and it was just a harmony. It was a cohesionness that we needed. Everybody was out there celebrating, holding up Barack Obama signs, blowing their horns. It was just something like I'd never seen before. Like I'd never seen before at all. And I guess the police officers felt threatened because of the past when the Bulls won. They had no idea how to react to seeing this many people all doing the same thing. Like the definition of a riot is a group of people and anonymous persons. This they say it in the definition. It says is drunk or is alcohol is in it. In the definition, anonymous person because this is a crowd. Anybody can do something and they won't know who it was. And that's how I feel the police are. I feel that the police some were good and some were bad, but it was so many of them you couldn't tell who was good and who was bad.
Okay, so tell us about the incident where you were maced in the car.
What happened was after the crowd was pretty much just enjoying itself, a lot of police showed up, a lot in riot gear, and they reminded me of back when the MLK used to march and they had the fire hoses out. It was a real, it was a crazy scene to just find out that we a first black man is elected to be in the White House, and then to see this happen, excuse me, moments after, it was very shocking. A lot of police showed up in riot gear, and they had containers of mace about a foot long. I mean, it's like probably maybe a liter of mace, a officer. So they all had this in their hand. I'm not sure what their intent was. I'm not sure if it was just for show, so people can understand. See, when Mayor Daley, I was downtown and on the west side. Downtown, it was pretty much the cops were just having fun. No riot police. I didn't see no riot police down there. They had their equipment, but they didn't have it on. On the west side of Chicago, the cops, their appearance and the way they were acting was 100% totally different. And they had the containers of mace. They bum rushed the crowd. They started attacking cars, pulling people out of their cars, throwing them down, macing everybody, driving down streets, just spraying mace in the air. Because if you know about mace, pretty much if mace is in the air and you inhale it, you will get some kind of reaction from the mace. So they were just spraying mace everywhere. And but before that happened, we was leaving the gas station and we turned out. As we turned out, that's when all the cops bum rushed past my car and started chasing civilians down the street with their mace out. And then they got to a car. They got to one particular car and pulled an individual out the car and threw him down and then surrounded them because they knew that we was filming. They surrounded them so we couldn't actually see what was going on. And then I guess one of the officers knew that we was filming. He walked around the backside of my car and came to my passenger, to the driver's side window, and then stuck the canister of mace inside the car and sprayed all of us. And then walked off, and then comes back around the car and points to our car, all on film, points to our car with the canister in his hand still. And we're not sure what he said because we all coughing by that time. So that's how that happened. That's what.
So, do you think that any of this was provoked at all?
Now, you have to understand, not too many historical things happen in Chicago or in America like that was. So of course people are very happy. Of course, alcohol probably was an issue, so people are happy. But my thing was the cops know how to deal with that situation because it never happened before. I mean, it did happen with the Bulls, but the Bulls was more violence. This is more of a celebration. It never happened before. This was a different neighborhood or a suburb. I'm pretty sure they had the rally downtown, but everybody couldn't make it to the rally. So they had their own rally on the west side of Chicago, and that's what it was. They blocked off streets for downtown. They could have blocked off streets for the west side for people to designated areas where we can go to celebrate. But it wasn't nothing like that because that's how America is.
Okay, so once you made this tape, you videotaped these cops spraying mace. What did you do afterwards?
But what happened was, at first, I wasn't gonna do anything with the tape. I felt that my rights were violated, and I feel that there's a possible lawsuit. But it wasn't about that. At first, before this happened, I was actually getting information to try to be a Chicago PD or a Cook County sheriff. But after that incident, that pretty much just wiped that whole idea out of my head because that's just not the Chicago PD. After that incident, they're not a good organization at all. I'm not sure who's running it, but it's that right there was just racism beyond racism. So that was the first thing. So after it happened, I really wasn't too animate to like try to get in a lawsuit because I feel that people in power can pretty much just I'm just one person with a camera that's seen some things. They can pretty much just wipe it out like that didn't even happen. So it wasn't like a big thing. Like I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to college. I'm not sure what I could have did with the tape. So nothing really happened. And then maybe like a week later, I heard about the lawsuit about people with no evidence getting mace, suing, and people with no evidence that were harassed and battery and assault are suing. So I felt that I have evidence. I might as well show my evidence and tell my side of the story.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a look at some of the video that was shot that night, November 4th, 2008.